Namaste and welcome, yogis. So today's practice is going to really emphasize our feet. And I feel like our feet need to be strong and they need to be connected. They need to be flexible. They need to be able to be open. And it's like, you build your structure from the base up. So if your feet are not strong and connected, then something inside is not being supported properly. So it takes time, and I feel like with yoga too, we're really bringing our awareness throughout this entire body. So we're very much aware of, all the parts that maybe we don't think about normally. Like, I don't know how much time you spend thinking about your baby toe, but it has a purpose and there's a reason it's there. And we need our baby toes to be able to move. And, so that is, it takes a long time, and so it starts right here, okay? So for this practice, I have a little picture already for the props, but I have a block, I have a pair of socks for the end of practice, I have some oil that I just made, some sesame oil, and put in some essential oils in there. And then I just gathered up a few little things. That's what you saw over there, and we're just gonna play a little bit of pickup with our feet later on. So bringing yourself into your seated pose, or if you want to lie down, you can always center lying down. Whatever you need right now, offer it. Start to settle into your breath. Okay, if you're lying down or seated, let your palms face up, and let's circle the first finger, your index finger, and your thumb, so that the thumb pad is resting on the nail of that index finger. Start to stretch your remaining 3 fingers out if you can. Even feel that the thumb and the nail of that index finger are deeply connected. Keep your shoulders soft. Lift your heart. Good. Bow your chin slightly. Close your eyes. And as you feel your breath moving through you and your body doing what it is to find its good seat, to drop in. Maybe you start to smile. Welcome yourself to your sacred space you have created so that you may engage in practice. Never perfect, always practice. And take that into your heart too, that whatever you end up doing at the end of your time or our time together, always end with, wow, I did a good job. That was good practice. And each practice builds on the next. Okay, for these next few breaths, just touching now the thumb and the index finger pad together. And if you need to bring the other fingers in to make that happen, then let that be. And let that touch between thumb and index finger pad be light. Maybe start to feel a heartbeat there. And your index finger is directly linked to your heart. And again, dropping in and feeling into your own heart space. Just connecting to that space, and whatever you're holding today, if things feel heavy, and just breathing into that, receive it. You don't have to do anything more than that. Just acknowledge it's there. Take one more breath. And then as you inhale, release the mudra, open your hands wide, lift yourself tall. And as you exhale, bring these hands together in front of your heart, bow your chin. Inhale through your nose. And as you exhale, place your breath into your open palms. Catch your breath, lift your chin, open your eyes, and then just cleanse your space. Feel this is your space, right? This is your space. You have created it, offered it to yourself. Good, okay. So we're actually gonna just start with a downward facing dog. So you'll take your time. I have 2 dogs here. Hopefully they're gonna keep sleeping. Okay, I'm just gonna place my hands on the floor And really, I take a moment to spread my fingers, getting my hands nice and open, and feel the heel of the hand planted, same way we want to feel the heel of our foot. You know, that's the strongest part of your foot is the heel. Most bones there, most sturdiness. That's where we're meant to walk. So inhale. As you exhale, press up and back. Let your head go. Take it out. And then just push your hands down and away. So the shoulders move up by your ears and then bring the shoulders back. So just feel like you're just flossing a few times. Okay, you need to circle them, feels tight. And then take a look at your feet in this position. Notice if the heels are turning in, and maybe we'll just all turn our heels out, almost like you're pigeon-toeing yourself. If you need to keep your knees bent to do that, that's fine too. You know, the knees will come together, that's all good. Okay, and then if possible, wherever your feet are, see if you can lift your 10 toes up and then push the heels of the hands away so the shoulders come back up to the ears. Yeah, press your heels towards the floor, even if they don't touch. Good. And then exhale, come down to your hands and your knees. And we'll just take child's pose. Tops of the feet to the floor. Maybe open your knees wide, or you can keep them together. Take your hips to your heels, and then come on down. And you can place your hands anywhere you need, my friends. If you need more support, you forearms or fist over fist to rest your forehead, palm over palm. Or maybe you stretch your arms out and you almost walk them longer on the floor. Spread your fingers so much and anchor the pads of the fingers down and then drop back in. And breathe into everything that's being opened here. Okay, stay as you are and put your mind now into the soles of your feet. Maybe it's already there if this isn't comfortable, but feel that these feet, the soles of the feet, are open. You know, they're facing up. They don't normally do that. Feel receptive. Good. Okay, we're gonna walk our hands back to the knees and come up to sitting. And so I'm sitting on the tops of the feet here. It's one of my favorites. If you come to my classes, you've done this many, many times. So just stay as you are. If you can start to soften yourself down, like even release your glutes, put a little bit more pressure in, and then I feel my heels are coming apart a little bit. It's almost like I'm pigeon-toed here a little bit, and I'm dropping more weight to the tops of the feet. But I'm gonna change it a little bit. I'm just gonna turn to the side. So from here, I'm gonna come back up and I'm gonna bring the heels right together, like they're right touching. And then I'm gonna try and sit back again. I'm gonna try and keep them like that. And they might come apart, that's fine. And if you can keep them there, then the sit bones almost like tuck into underneath the heels. Then I can come more upright and really put some weight. You know, you can always put your hands on the floor, or if your heels are coming apart, that's okay. Lift up and descend at the same time. Okay, I'm gonna add the toes. I'm gonna start to really push the toenails into the floor. Breathe. Yes. Okay, one more breath. Breathe out. Take your hands to the floor, come up, open your knees apart, tuck your toes under. And then from here, we're just gonna walk it back. So I'm lifting my knees up off the floor, and I'm gonna keep going back. You know, the tush doesn't have to touch the floor here. Wherever yours goes is fine. And then see if you can walk your hands forward more. Okay, I might even like rock forward a little bit and then back. And I'm just gonna melt in. Then once you're here, whatever your here is, so that you feel like, oh, my heels are dropping towards the floor, but I'm holding them back, or to put your mind in your feet again. And open the soles of the feet as if they're calling to the ground. You just want to melt down. You might start to feel this in your Achilles, your calves, depending on whatever tightness you're dealing with. Okay, I'm softening the glutes, opening the feet. Okay, and then come out. We're going to move to forward fold. So I'm going to walk my hands back. You might grab your block or your stack of books here. So that as you come up, you can keep your hands on the floor or on the block or on your couch or whatever it is that you need. If you can put your hands on the floor, great. If you need to bend your knees, that's fine. Okay, but if you're bending your knees, then shift, even if your legs are straight, shift the weight back into the heels so that we have our hips in line with our heels, right over our heels. The heaviest part of ourselves balanced on the part that's meant to hold that weight. So if your knees are bent, you're sending it back. And if your legs are straight, you send it back. Then you can drop your head. Okay, so we're not really going to pigeon toe here. What I want you to do is feel like you can push the heels down to the floor and out. And then if you can lift all 10 toes and keep that so that you're really on that outer or the baby toe edge of your foot. And then since you're down here, take a look at your feet and notice the arches lifting. Now take your inner heel, no, what is this? The Achilles bone, that round bone, that inner bone, and move it out. So you're pushing out, even with the inner shins. Maybe your toes are still lifted. If your knees are bent, you still do all this work. Push the heels down and out. Yeah, breathe. Feet so strongly rooted. Okay, I'm not gonna resist, not gonna lose any. I can let the heels relax, the inner ankle relax. I'm keeping my toes lifted. Now I'm really gonna push down into the floor with my feet. And inhale, lift your head and your heart, maybe up on your block, draw your belly in. Exhale and fold over your hips. Come down, and then let the toes come down. Breathe. Okay, now I'm pushing my hands down, my feet down into the earth. That's going to bring me even more deeper into this forward fold. Whatever your forward fold looks like, if it looks like this, then, you know, it's a practice. You want to try and melt yourself down a little bit, maybe so the belly goes closer to the thighs. But, you know, it's a practice. The more often you do it, the more you can feel into what needs to be done. Great. Okay. And then I'll just walk my hands back out. We'll just come back to downward facing dog. Walk your feet out. This time separate your feet a little wider than maybe even like a lot wide. Mine are pretty wide. Okay, and I'm just going to start to lift my heels up. I'll press the heels back, and maybe, you know, they don't have to touch. Just do that a few times. So you bring the weight forward and back, and forward and back. The heels of your hands are connected. One more. And then we'll come all the way back down onto our knees. Yes. Cross your ankles. I'm just going to take you into seated here. Come to sit. Yes. Okay. If you have something to sit on, place it. Sit on it. Yes. Okay. Great. All right. So let's do this. Take the feet to the floor, hands to the floor, fingers spread. Yeah, cross your right ankle over your left knee and just start like this. Just rocking. So I have my right foot flexed. I'm pulling the toes back. Yeah, and then my left foot on the floor. I have the toes lifted. That just keeps me on the bones. And then I'm just rolling this foot. At the same time, I'm also getting a little stretch in my hip. So that's good. Okay. Bring it to center, and then we're going to take this foot and you're going to bring the left hand to rest on the right foot. Well, maybe this, you know, this might be better if you come down, or this, you know, whatever works for you so that you can see that foot, and weave the fingers in between the toes. Use your opposite hand to help. Yes, and then once you're in it, you can start to, you know, it depends how tight your toes are. If they're very tight, then just be here and breathe. Smile. And if you have some room to move your toes, and you know, I'm opening my hand wide, I'm moving these toes. I'm gonna even grip the whole foot and give it a twist, just breathing and moving. I'm gonna take my thumb and just mush it into the sole of the foot as I pull the toes forward. Let's do that. Yes, maybe even massage the arch of the foot with my thumb. Good. Okay, don't forget to breathe. Okay, this practice is one I do like almost every day. Yeah. Okay, then I'll just take my hands, I might use both hands, just separate, pull the toes, twist them, the low toes, give them some rubbing and some loving. Top and the bottom, I'm just using both hands. Yes, and then I'm going to take the fist of my left hand right into that sole of that foot and just mush it with great love and gratitude. And to know your foot, notice, you know, where things are dry and rough, and next time you're in the tub, you'll give that foot a little slough if you can, or if you're by a beach, just walk on the sand without shoes. That also does it. Okay, good. All right, I'm just giving it a nice little once over, feeling in here everywhere. Good, okay. And then I always love to just stretch out both feet and look at the difference in the color of the feet. I don't know if you can see that on mine too, a difference in the color. And into the feeling. So one foot, if you close your eyes, one is alive, vibrant, vibrating, it's ready. And the other one feels maybe even dead. Isn't that interesting? Okay, I find it interesting. I've done this so many times, I'm still excited by it. Oh, we're gonna start here. So cross that left ankle over the right, place your hands, flex your foot, pull the toes back, and then just start moving side to side. And that foot on the floor, don't just let it be dead. Like it's ready for action. So lift the toes up. And even watch your foot move. You know, feet are beautiful and amazing. And there's so much, you know, it's the most concentration of bones anywhere in the body are in your feet. All the nerve endings, all the signals you're meant to get, you know, we weren't created with shoes. So appreciate your feet, because they're what carries you. Good, okay, and then we're gonna do the foot thing here, so come into whatever position you need to work here. And you know, I fall into this quickly, but you know, prop up what you need to do if it doesn't feel quite right. Then take your right hand, weave the fingers in between the left, get nice in there, pull the toes up. You know, you want to try and get web to web as best as you can today or in the next 20 years, 30 years, maybe even the next lifetime. Okay, so just beginning by opening your feet, so I'm spreading my fingers, if that's possible. You know, when I first started doing this, it was impossible. If I could just get my fingers in between the toes, and that was great. So progress with practice, right? Progress on the path. Okay, keep your breathing relaxed. I will do some twisting of the foot if you haven't done that yet. If your rings are bothering you, take them off if you can. Okay, I'm just starting to rub my foot with both thumbs and pull the toes, the foot. Yes, massaging, loving, and then I'll sneak the fingers out and we'll just start to move the toes around. So I'm twisting them, pulling them, circling them. Yes, noticing where things feel tight. You know, if you have cold feet, and warm them with the fire of your hands. Yes. Good. Okay, and then just all over loving gratitude. Thank you, thank you, thank you for everything you do. You know, noticing like rough skin or something you know didn't know was there. Oh, I have a beauty mark on the bottom of your foot or whatever it is. Like, get to know your feet, my friends, if you don't already. Notice places that feel ugh. Notice that. And get to know those places. Okay. And then we'll release that foot. Stretch them out. Good. Okay. So I'm just wiggling my toes. Wiggle your toes, wiggle your toes, wiggle your toes. Say hello. Okay. Say hello to each other. We can go out, come in. Yes, we were rotating our entire leg a couple times. That's good. You can widen your feet apart. Okay, now I'm just going to bring my heels to the floor. Take my hands to the floor, lift myself tall. If your knees bend here, that's fine. You can throw a blanket underneath your knees even, it's all good. Good, okay, now I'm just going to spread the toes. So you can look at one foot and just try your best to spread the toes there as much as you can. And then see if you can keep that and go to the other foot. Spread the toes and then stretch them, whatever you've got here, you know, like this was not possible for me, you know, 5, maybe even 4 years ago. Like I said, this is practice I do every day. Spread my toes. Try and get wider with my feet. Now I'm really anchoring the heels into the floor. I'm actually pulling the floor back a little bit. That's gonna lift me up a little higher. Spread your toes. I'm gonna bring the toes in towards each other. Okay, if you're cramping, that's okay. You can release. Yes, keep spreading as much as you can. If this is God-given for you, wow. Keep spreading. Okay, I'm gonna do one more. Open, my pinky toes coming in. She's fatiguing. No, girl. Okay, and then let that go. Shake them out. You need to give your toes a little, you've been cramping or whatever, then do that. Do the other foot. Okay, good. All right. Okay, so sitting again. If you need to bring a leg in, that's fine. So we're just gonna use one foot. So I'm gonna spread my toes, then I'm gonna bring them in as if they're coming in. And I'm gonna open and pull them back. I'm just gonna do that. And again, here you might get a foot cramp. It's okay. Breathe it out. Yeah, good. Let's do one more. Just open, pull them back, and back. Good, and then shake it. You know, love it. And we'll switch. Okay, if you need to put something underneath your knee, do that too. Okay, and then here we go. So I'm gonna crunch them in, and then I'm opening, I'm spreading, I'm pulling back. So I'm looking at my foot the whole time. Squish it in, crunch it in, and then open, pull back, and do that again. Don't hold your breath. I think we did 4 on the other side, so one more. Yes, and then open. Good, okay, and then love it, crunch it. It's all good. Okay, great. Okay, let's do this. We're gonna go to Baddha Konasana, and so, you know, prop up underneath your knees and put your feet, you know, close in or far out, and then hands to the floor. We're gonna press the feet together as much as you can, like really push them together and open your toes. And as you push the feet together, you're gonna feel your inner thighs start to work. Maybe you take the belly in and up, shoulders soft. Now I'm gonna pull the feet apart without moving them. What happens here is the inner thighs engage. My knees actually will come closer to the floor, and then I'll push the feet together and then pull, keep pulling those toes back. Do one more. And pull. Look at your feet, look at the inner arches, see if you see any part of your anatomy mirrored there. And then, you know, sacred geometry. Bring your toes to kind of, or clap your feet together. Yay, yoga. Good. Okay, I'm gonna come back here with the feet to the floor. I'm gonna lift, actually let's take advantage of this position. So I'll just turn to the side. Put your hands to the floor with the fingers pointing towards you. Open your heart. Feel your feet on the floor and lift up. And if you're good here, you know, this is shoulder flossing. I'm coming up on my toes. I'll just walk my feet in so you can see how high I'm lifting. You can walk your feet in too, but it makes it harder to put the heels down, which might be a good thing. Yes. Okay. And if you're still with me now, I'm going to lay my tush right on my heels. You might start to walk your hands in. You know, adjust this for you. I'm going to start to bring the knees towards the floor. So I'm putting a lot of weight into my toes. And then I'm just going to drop. So whether your knees are on the floor or not, mine are lifted off the floor. I could put them on the floor, but I just want to like really be heavy into my toes. Okay, let's take one more breath. Okay, and then we'll come up. Yeah, let's just take forward fold here. I'm just going to move what I was sitting on out of the way. Good. Okay, drop in, drop in. Good. Okay, from here, let's take your hands underneath your feet. And if you can get your toes right to your wrist, then go there. But wherever they go, if you're just on your fingers, toes, that's fine. Okay, just connecting the power of the hands with the power of the feet, the sole of the hands with the sole of the feet. Push the feet into the hands. You need to bend your elbows or your knees, do that. Good. Okay, now I'm going to start to push my feet strongly, straighten my legs, pull my arms up, like my hands want to come out, but the feet aren't going to let them. I'm pushing my feet so much, and that pulls me in deeper. So my knees are bent here. Just so you know, belly's on my thighs. Okay, I'm really pulling the hands, pushing the feet. I'm gonna keep that, really anchor your toes as much as you can, and maybe you can move your hips back a little bit. Okay, release. Good. Okay, come down. Oh, let's come into this little, maybe a malasana squat. I know, not everybody's favorite, but it's such a good pose. So you can put something underneath your heels, or I know some of you who are taking this class are working way harder, you know, in the half pose, but whatever it is, be here, yeah. Okay, wherever you are, see if you can turn your palms up and just feel into that energy. Then we'll take one more breath. Okay, and then you can just sit for a second. I'm just gonna come onto my knees and sit on the tops of my feet. You're gonna take all your little things you've collected. So this is how simple it is. I have a hair elastic. I'll lay that so you can see it. I have a piece of Palo Santo that was gifted to me in Guatemala. And so I just happened to be right here. And I have a little rock, and then I just have a tissue. And it's clean, and I'm just gonna mush it into a little ball and just kind of put it there as well. So, okay. And we're gonna come up to standing. And so, you know, you're not gonna see my head, but it's okay. It's all about the feet. So we'll start with the left foot or your right foot. Just like you're setting up for tree pose. Shift the weight. So I'm gonna start with lifting my left. So I'm shifting the weight to the right foot. I'm gonna anchor. Maybe put your hands on your hips. And then take your left foot up and see if you can maybe pick up the first item you have there and move it over. And then pick up the next one, move places, and then, you know, just see if you can pick up your stuff and move it around. And we'll just do that. Your one foot, okay? And then just stand. So even though you were doing the work with that one foot, the one that was the standing leg was also really working there. Okay, you can hold on to the wall or, you know, if that's too much, but okay, feel into your opposite side now. So I'm going to go on the left side. I'm anchoring down and pressing into that foot, lifting up, hands to hips, and then just start again. Just pick up. Don't discourage. Even if it's not as easy, you're going to be able to do it. So you might have to bear with me now because I'm having trouble with my tissue. It should be the easiest. Okay, I had to put my foot down. You keep going with what you're doing. Got it. All right. It's just this foot isn't as dexterous as my other one. Okay. Good. If you're done, then just feeling in and okay. I think I cheated at the end and just pushed it over, but the foot still did the work, so not really cheating. All right, standing as you are, feel your feet. Okay, let's take a tree pose. So I'll just step back and just feeling, start with that first leg that was grounding. So for me, it's the right. Naturally before I do tree pose, I rock front to back on my feet. Find the grounding. It's about connecting, being the tree. So press down, lift up, hands to your hips, and turn that other knee out, bring the foot in, and then start to find its way up the leg, wherever it's gonna go. And then breathing, and start to move your arms if you're steady. Yes. So I'm just gonna reach my arms just straight up to the sky. My fingers are stretching, hands are open, and then I push down that standing leg. Heel to the inside of the other leg, pressing, reach. Yes, and exhale, release your hands to your heart or to your hips, and then maybe you step down and move your foot. Haven't even touched the ground yet. Take your time, and then breathing. And we'll do the other side. So feeling into that foot, and now I look down, I'm gonna spread the toes. Didn't say it on the other side, but okay, nice and strong, hands to your hips or in front of your heart, opening your knee out and finding your balance. Maybe you grab hold of the ankle and pull it high to your thigh, but doesn't matter. Wherever you go, there's work to be done. So engage yourself, open yourself, steady yourself, smile, enjoy your practice, and reach your arms up. Keep your core engaged. That's your center. You never see, trees are, if you think of a tree stump or bark, or what do they call that part, the main part of the tree? I don't know, it's out of my head, but it's all hugging in. Yes. Good. And then exhale, release your hands to your heart, and then step down. Maybe you take some time, move that foot, and challenge your balance a little bit, and then come back. Right. Okay. Nice. All right, let's come back down, and I'm gonna step to the back of my mat. Yes, inhale, reach your arms up, feel your feet on the earth. Exhale and fold. Walk your hands forward to come into your downward dog. Along the way, you can move your stuff you were playing with. Good. Nice. Okay. Pressing back, see if you can even lift the toes up off the floor. Maybe your knees are bent or straight. Push the heels of the hands down and away, and then start to just shift your hips side to side. Yeah, so we send the weight into one side and the other. Good. Okay. Come to your center, lift your heels high, and turn both heels towards the right. Push down and away with the heels of your hands, and then lift your feet up. Turn the feet to the left, push down and away. So good. And then come back. And here we're going to put the knees on the floor. So I have the toes tucked under. You might widen your knees apart, walk your hands in. And we're just going to lift up. So you're on the toes. We'll just open one knee out to the side and the other. I know we did this in another practice. Yeah. Okay. So just do that a few times, and I'm slowly walking my hands in. Okay, so if this works, so from here I'm going to hop the feet together, have the soles of the feet right together if that's possible. You see, and then you open. You can always grab your block, kind of hold on, but maybe you're here, and then challenge your balance a little bit. Woo. All good. Breathe. Take one more breath. Nice, and then we'll come out, unless you're already out. Okay, I'm just gonna walk my knees over to one side, drop the hips, sweep the feet out, and feel into the soles of your feet. Yes, wiggle your toes, Open your toes. Notice if that's changed. Your foot's so alive and awake. Okay, we're gonna wave the foot here. So again, you can sit up on your prop or put your hands on the floor. Lift yourself up, heels to the floor. Knees might bend, throw a blanket, it's all good. Okay, so from here, let's just start with, I'm just gonna look at just my right foot. So I'm gonna spread the toes. I'm gonna pull the toes back. Now I'm gonna start to point the foot, but it's a floint. So I keep the toes flexed as I press the balls of the feet to the floor. Then I'm gonna point the toes. Ooh, now I'm getting a foot cramp. Point the toes and pull it in. Okay, I need to give that a little rub out, but that's part of it, so it's all good, it's okay. We're working it. So I'm gonna pull back, spread the toes, press the balls of the foot, point and bring it in. So the whole foot is articulating. Pushing down, toes point, pull it back, open, and pull it back. I'll do maybe one more. I think that was 5. We'll see. Okay, and then shake it, rub it, love it, whatever you need to do. So important, you can twist your foot here. Okay, and then we'll do the second side. So set yourself up, heels to the floor, toes pointing up. Spread the toes, floint the foot. So you point it, last thing to come in are the toes, they grip in, and then we pull. Ooh, getting a foot cramp here too, but I'm gonna breathe it out. It's just the now. Oh, good, it went away. Look at that. Okay, good. Open, press, grip the toes, and last one. Good, okay, and then love it, mush it, twist it, kiss it, whatever you need to do. Good. Okay, we're going to come back to child's pose. So however you want to get there, I'm just going to bend, roll, and then tops of the feet to the floor. And you can have your big toes touching, your feet can be anywhere here, whatever your heels do. Just come back in, arms stretched out or supporting your forehead. Let's take a few breaths. And then feel into the soles of your feet as if you're almost breathing in through the soles of your feet. Maybe they're vibrating. Just really tune in to what's happening. At the same time, your breath is relaxed and opening your low back area, maybe the low belly, sides of the waist. Good. Okay, inhale, come up to your hands and knees. I'm going to tuck the toes under. I'm going to bring the knees in. Then I'm going to shift the hips back as if you're doing child's pose here. You walk your hands out or bring your hands in. It's all good. Just drop into your child's pose here with the toes tucked under. Good. Again, bring your attention to the soles of your feet. I want you to feel that as you exhale, it's like the soles of your feet are softening and just reaching to find their grounding. It's like they want to come back to the earth. Feel them soften, opening. You might even feel your toes almost start to relax, depending on whatever it is you're dealing with. Just feel that. Okay, if this is super not comfortable, then feel that. Take one more breath. Okay, and then we're going to walk the hands back. I'm going to lift the knees up. Start to take I'm just going to hop forward. I start to take my heels towards the floor. Walk my hands forward. So I'm kind of holding myself here with my hands. If I took the hands off, I think I would fall. My feet really engaged. But now I'm just, again, dropping my glutes. I can feel this stretch in the backs of my calves. And that's just great. But putting my mind into the soles of my feet to open. To just release towards the floor. Okay. All right, and then take a forward fold. Good, let's do this from forward. I'm gonna stay to the side. I'm just gonna pivot my feet over, just like we did in downward dog, just side to side a few times. So I'm just moving on the heel, like, give the Make some noise. All right, and then come back. That's actually so good for your feet. Okay, and then come up. All right. Well, just thinking about that, I feel like I need to jump a little bit. So let's be playful. So you can put your hands on your hips, or you can even be like a 5-year-old, just throw your arms in the air. Whee! Let's jump like 5 times and just give it up. Whee! Okay. Whew, feel that. Okay. All right, grab your block. We're gonna take the block and you'll just place it in front of your right foot. Yeah, and I'm just gonna turn to the side. Okay, so I'm gonna place the balls of the feet on the block and the heel on the floor. You can bend your knee, feel that. Look at your foot, see if you can lift your toes up. Spread them, you might not be able to. I can't, but I'm trying. Good. Okay, so dropping your weight forward. So it definitely is a calf stretch. Okay, and then send it back. Keep the foot as it is. Now push the toes down into the block and start to come forward again. Good. Just really gripping those toes. Hands relaxed. I'm just holding them behind my back, nice and relaxed. Heel on the floor. And then release your toes. Come back. Good. We're not done with this, but just place both feet on the floor and close your eyes. And just feel your feet, like probably feel really grounded, especially that foot we just did. Okay. So we're gonna come back, so you can open your eyes, step your left foot back, and take the right foot back on that block, same place. You can just let the toes do as they will. I'm gonna try and lift mine up, and spread them. Okay, now we're gonna take this left foot and you're gonna walk it forward. And we're stretching the calf, but at the same time you're keeping the heel anchored. You know, everything connected, so, okay, if you're good here, wherever your left foot went is fine. If you can go nice and forward, then you add a little bend to the right knee. You might even start to take your weight forward, your torso forward. That's gonna give you more. But you know, you be where you are, obviously breathe. Okay, so you can have your hands behind your back again, or one more breath. And then we'll walk that left foot back and just stand on your feet. Oh, feel grounded and open. You're gonna feel this in your whole body, my friends. So, okay, we're gonna change sides. So you move your block, I guess you can stay facing this way, and we'll start with the left, balls of the feet, the heels down, and spread your toes, bring the knee forward. And I'm also sending my, chest forward a little bit here. Breathe. Good. Keep the heel on the floor and draw your belly in, sides of your waist a little bit to hold you. Good. Okay, keep your breath relaxed. And tell yourself you're doing good work. Good. Okay, and then we'll send it back. Good. If you have to move your foot, do that. Come back, and now I'm spreading my toes and I'm gonna press them down. And then I'll bend the knee, come back here. Really gripping the toes. Breathing. And even send my, I'm not pressing not tucking or lifting my pelvic floor. I'm just pressing my hips forward. Keep those toes gripped. Breathe. Yes, okay, and then release. You can move those toes around and good. Okay, and then we'll come back and place the foot exactly as it is. Maybe spread the toes, lift them. Maybe bend the knee and start to walk the right foot forward even a little bit, wherever it's gonna go. Okay, keep that heel planted. Maybe you add more if you have space. You can bend that left knee. Keep your core engaged. So you don't have to hold it in so tight, but just keep yourself lifted, regal. Think of that. Oh, I feel regal. And breathe. Okay, opening up the back of that Achilles, the calf, whatever you're feeling is yours. So say, hey, I see you. Okay, I just noticed for myself that this hip wants to turn out. I'm going to bring the hip forward. Okay, take one more breath. And then you can start to walk yourself out. Release. Oh, feels so nice. Grounded, open. That's great. Okay, here's the next one. So I'm going to start again with the right foot. I take my hands to my hips. You can move your block out of the way, and you're just going to step that foot back and come onto the top of the foot as much as you can. And then maybe we'll bend the left knee so I can really anchor the top of the foot down. I'm spreading my toes, or at least I think I am. I anchor the toenails down, and then I'm pulling this foot forward, even though I'm pressing down and pulling it forward. Okay, I'm going to straighten my left leg again. I'm pushing my left foot down into the floor at the same time as I'm engaging the top of the foot of the right leg, and I'm also pulling it forward. There's a lot happening. Breathe, smile. Yes, and then release, maybe lift it up, you move it around a little bit. We'll come back, and then breathing, and then we'll do the other side. So finding your footing, just naturally I'm spreading the toes of the right foot. Lift your belly, shift the weight, take that left foot back, find the top of the foot. Yeah, imagine you're spreading the toes, you're anchoring, maybe you bend the right knee to really get in, pull that foot down and forward. And then I'm going to straighten my right leg, but I'm really working. I'm pushing the right foot down. I'm pushing this top of the left foot and pulling it forward. A lot going on. At the same time, I'm talking, breathing, and hopefully you're smiling. Good. One more breath. I'm really dragging it. Yes. And then release. You can, move it around. Yes. And then come down. Oh, so good. Okay, stand on your feet. We're just gonna roll these. You can even open your knees wider. Just roll your feet in and out. See if you can lift your toes while you do that. If you add the wrists, you get extra, wrist twisting. Good. Okay, and then we're gonna bring the feet to the floor. Yeah, look at your feet. See if you can spread the toes. Do one foot at a time, however you need to do it. Maybe you plant the big toe, spread, or the baby toe. Maybe they don't move at all, so then you take your hands down and just move the toes and then push them down. Okay, guys. Okay, I'm gripping my toes now down into the mat. I'm really pushing down with my toes. The heels. Breathe. Push the toes down. At the same time, lift yourself up. Yeah, be the tree. And then let that go. Just notice how much you drop when you do that, when you let go. Yeah, okay. Remember at the beginning, here I'm accentuating my inner ankles rolling in. Yeah, maybe if you look at the screen, you can see I'm pushing my inner ankles out. So this is what most people do. If you look when people are walking at how their shoes wear, it's mostly the inseam. But I want to push out. Okay, and then I'm pushing out, I'm on the outer edge. If I lift my toes, I can be on the heel, and I'm going to just bring my weight back a little bit so I feel the heel. So when I say bring the weight back, it's sticking your butt out. So you're actually moving the hips over the heels. Okay, my toes are lifted here, and I'm anchoring the balls of the feet down now. Now I'm going to feel into my heels, and I'm going to move them up away from each other without actually moving them. Anchor the big toe ball of the foot. So the toes lifting, the part of that big toe right below your big toe, anchor it. Now anchor the same with the baby toe side. The outer heel and the inner heel. Then let your toes come down. Notice if your weight shifts forward, and see if you can maybe move the tush back again. Lift the toes, do that again. See if you can let the toes come down nice and light. Like they're feelers, when we do downward dog, it's the heels of the hands that are working. So even here, I'm just moving my toes, like just without changing the integrity of my feet, I can wiggle my toes. Yeah. Okay, then I notice my heels. Oh, I gotta anchor down, inner heel, outer heel. Big toe, ball of the big toe, ball of the little toe. And wiggle your toes. And you wiggle your fingers at the same time. Okay. And then slowly start to release all that and just feel how when you let the feet just go back to their habit, notice all the changes that happen in you. So do that again, you know, anchor your feet, lift your toes, anchor what you can, push down, lift up, inner arches lifting. You can actually really lift the inner arches from this muscle here. You can pull up, and that is also going to move the ankle bone out. So do all that, and then as you exhale, slowly release the feet and really be conscious of what happens in your hips, in your thighs. Maybe they start to move forward. Maybe feel the inner arches collapse and the ankles move in, and you know, feel everything soften, belly, heart, shoulders, into your habit of standing. And know that, okay, this is my practice. Next time I'm waiting in line somewhere, to get strong through my feet, to connect to what is below me, that which holds me and carries me. And tap into gravity, which is something outside of ourselves, so that this structure can be strong. Okay, I'm going to come to sit and do this like yoga style. So I'm going to cross my, well, this is actually my right foot over my left. And then I can lower myself. I bring my hands into prayer and I start to come down to my seat, and anywhere here, you know, you can use your hands. Okay, let's just take a little forward fold here. So inhale, and then exhale, and just take yourself down into your forward fold. Just come down. Yes. And breathe here. Okay, whatever your version of forward fold is, honor it. And then come up and, oh hi guys, and change the cross of my legs. Good. And then come back into your forward fold. So here, this is my awkward side. I'm going to cut my feet in. So I flex the feet, I pull the toes back. And then I'll come forward into this forward fold. Okay, and coming up. Good. All right, so we're just going to end with a foot massage. And you can sit on whatever it is you have here to sit on, and make yourself warm. If you have a sweater or a blanket or shawl to throw over yourself. Have your socks ready. So I'm going to open them up because my hands are going to get greasy. Good. Okay. And then if you don't have any oil, that's fine. You can just give your feet a nice rub and then put our socks on. But like I said, this is just sesame oil. Sesame oil, if you're not allergic to it, is a great oil for everybody. And you know, I put it everywhere, on my face, everywhere. It's non-clogging. It's not heavy. It dissipates really quickly. So just give this foot some love. A good work foot. And thank you so much. And I'm sorry that the way things are, and I'm going to do my best to change them. And to be strong for you, so that you can be strong for me. We can carry each other through this life. And then you'll put your sock on. Okay, once you have your sock on, rub the foot again. Even though there's oil on your hands, it's fine. Rub your toes, heel. Good. And then we'll do the second foot. We'll take a moment just to feel the difference in your feet. Yeah. I'll do the second foot with love and gratitude and devotion and honoring this foot that's carried you through life thus far. And thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Good. Okay, I'm just going to rub that extra oil into my hands. Close it up. And taking your time as you're ready. Once you have your sock on, just rub that foot again. Great love in between the toes. Yes. So even though we've done it was mostly foot, we did a little bit of extra moving. You will feel the effects of this practice everywhere in the flow of your breath, maybe even the relaxing of your face. Maybe some of those creases that worry lines are starting to dissipate. Good. Okay, we're going to move into Shavasana, and if there's anything else you need before Shavasana, then take a moment, offer it to yourself. You can even push pause and then come back and meet us. Okay, so I think I'm going to turn my mat to the side. Let's take the time to make Shavasana nice, because you're going to be resting. So make it nice for yourself. So I'll take this big pillow I have just to rest my shoulders and my head on, and I have my nice fluffy blanket. Yeah, I'll put this at the end for my feet. Good. Okay. And cover yourself nice, and you might spread the blanket out to rest the backs of your hands on as well. You can make yourself very comfortable. Even take your hands behind the back of your hair if it's not in a ponytail. Just massage the back of your scalp a little bit, move the hair out. Maybe the top of your head a little bit. And pull your ears a little bit. Yes. And then just before you settle in, just flex your feet, spread your toes. Maybe you open your hands the same way. Press the upper arms into the floor. Chest will lift, and then let it come down. Let your feet relax, your hands rest. You can put an eye pillow on if you need something to cover your eyes. And Shavasana rest. And this opportunity for the body to absorb everything we've done. This is also the place where we start to notice our thoughts and things that are going on in our heads. And just knowing if maybe it's something you can release, just come back to your breath. If it's a thread you feel you need to follow, then that's, that could be your practice. So being very conscious to let this body rest. Your hands are open and rested, relaxed. Feeling into the vibrational energy from your practice, perhaps around your feet, your ankles, maybe all the way up your calves, knees, thighs, hips, into your sacred center, just dropping in. Softening the skin of your forehead, and dropping your inner gaze so your eyes are resting. Feel your tongue rest in your mouth. Shavasana. Staying in your stillness. Just noticing if there's space to release more deeply through your heart, back of your heart. Softening your shoulders a little more. And re-establishing that softness through the eyes, receding, tongue resting, jaw relaxed. Spending these next few conscious moments with your breath, feeling your inhalation lift you, fill you, and the exhale release you, soften you, ground you. And take as much time here as you have, as much as feels necessary and good. When you're ready to come out, really start with the feet. Wiggle your toes, spread them, circle your ankles, point and flex. Move your feet side to side as if they're waving. And then bringing that into your hands, your wrists, your fingers. And reach your arms over your head and stretch yourself long. Wiggle fingers and toes. Bending your knees and rolling yourself to rest on your side in this fetal position, this place midpoint between awake and asleep. And release yourself again here. Almost like you want to stay, but you know it's time to come out. Coming up to seated as you're ready. Taking a few moments to just sit, be calm and quiet. Just feel that energy around you, how things have changed from when you took that first seat before we began this practice. So however you're resting your hands here, be with that. Bow your chin a little bit. Feel your breath nice and soft. Feel what you have cultivated with your practice and your Shavasana. Inhale as you are, and as you exhale, bring your hands together in front of your heart. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, bow your chin to all that you are and all that you've offered yourself here in this great act of self-love and self-care and connection. You will never be able to ignore your feet again. They're a potent part of your potential to do this great work you're meant to do in this lifetime. Take a nice full breath in. Exhale into your hands. Bring your hands together, lift your chin, open your eyes. Great love blessings for you. Namaste, my friend. Thank you for practicing with me.